Hi, Carrie Nygaard here with your Brain Management 101 tip in relation to losing weight off your body for the last time permanently. I teach 8 brain basics, which are the 8 basic things you need to know about your brain so that you're able to get in front of your brain and manage it to go where you want to go without your brain getting in the way, without your mind getting in the way. Now, this is a series called Brain Basics. I shared the first one in the first video where I talked about how your brain thinks its thoughts are facts and how that's a problem that can get in the way. And today I'm sharing with you Brain Basic number 2, which is this, that your brain is a problem-solving machine. When I talk about these brain basics, I'm not talking about your entire brain. I'm not talking about your conscious thinking neocortex, prefrontal cortex part of your brain. What I'm talking about is the hardwired programming of your lower brain or your primal brain. Sometimes it's also called the monkey brain or the reptilian brain. This is the part of your brain that is survival obsessed. And it's unconscious, meaning it's involuntary. Its thoughts are occurring without you consciously thinking the thoughts. What I mean by that is just like your body has lots of different systems that work together, and some of the systems you have to consciously think about to get to work. In order to move skeletal muscle, like what I'm doing right now, I have to consciously choose to make that movement. But my digestive system, I just had lunch. My body is digesting that part of my food, my lunch, without me thinking about it. It is automatic. In our brain, it works the same way. There are thoughts that are conscious that we create on purpose, like when we're trying to weigh out a decision, make a choice, make a judgment call. That happens consciously. As I'm working on forming the words right now, that's also conscious. However, the lower brain, which is more than 90% of our thinking, which is unconscious, is fully focused in or is survival obsessed. But it does this in some funny ways. So these 8 brain basics are the first 8 things. There's lots more to know than 8 about this lower primal brain, but these are the 8 basic things that once you know these, you're well equipped to manage your brain rather than your brain managing you. Now I'm going to apply these concepts, these 8 brain basics, to finding freedom with your body and freedom with food. What does that mean? That means that you're able to be in harmony with your body, listen to her in a partnership, and find freedom with food so that you're able to release any weight that you want or maintain a healthy weight without difficulty. The second thing, the second brain basic that I'm going to talk to you today about is that your brain is a problem-solving machine. And we can see evidence of this all around. Your brain loves to solve problems, loves it. Has anyone ever told you a story, but then leaves a cliffhanger and doesn't tell you? Or you watch a show and it's to be continued? It leaves you hanging. Our brain does not like unfinished stories. That's a problem for our brain. It likes a complete little package, right? Our brains love solving mazes or crossword puzzles, right? Or word searches, our little riddles. Our brain loves problems to solve. It's a problem-solving machine. But here's what happens, is that our brain will go about looking for problems to solve, and it will even flag different circumstances in our lives as problems, but we believe it when it tells us this is a problem. Let me give you some examples. Let's say you look outside and you're like, oh, it's raining. It's actually, this is true. It's happening right now at my house. Look at the rain and say, it's raining. Oh, my brain tells me that's a problem. That is such a problem. In fact, it's such a problem that we should feel a little down or this or that about it. Now, know that your brain is doing this automatically. But if you remain mindful and conscious of anything that your brain is proposing to you as a problem, you're able to then either agree or disagree with this lower unconscious thinking. I could look out inside and my brain might say, that's a problem. And I might say, nah, it's not a problem. The sun will come out soon. Or yeah, it's a little bit of a problem, but not a big deal. We just want to be mindful of what circumstances, of what facts our brain is flagging as a problem in our life. Because if we do not be mindful and watchful of this process, we're going to find that we are very unhappy in our life because our brain likes to flag problems. It's pretty dramatic. In fact, if our brain doesn't have a problem to solve, it gets bored and it will create problems to dwell on. That's where drama comes in. Now, when it comes to with your body, and especially because of our society that we live in is very diet mentality friendly, meaning that from the time it is so nuanced, diet mentality is so nuanced throughout our culture that we don't even see it for what it is anymore. For example, diet mentality, its messaging is that the ideal body looks a certain way. And the closer you can get your body to look like this, the better and more valuable your body is, and the more beautiful or worthwhile you get to feel. And the best way for getting to that is by controlling the food that's coming into your body. Now, inherently, this is a problem because when we control something that's necessary for life, with this type of mentality of I'm going to create more worth, therefore I'm going to control my food because I'm going to change the way my body looks so that I get to then feel valuable or more important. When we come at it from this standpoint, it flips a survival response in our brain. Because calories, because energy, food is needed for our survival, when we restrict foods, whether in quantity or just food groups entirely, it gets the attention of this lower brain. And so it actually causes us to be more hyper-focused in on food. So one thing that our brain will flag as a problem because of diet mentality is just in general, our body itself. In fact, you ever heard the term my problem area? Like this is something that we just take on as fact that, oh, yep, we got to hide my problem areas. Like I got a pooch here, or I don't like the way my back of my arms look. So we got to hide that. I got to hide my problem area. Your body is not a problem. Your body is not a problem. And the whole idea that we allow ourselves to believe this comes from diet mentality, that somehow if your body doesn't look like this ideal that we've all, that's been presented and that we've all bought into, that if it doesn't look close to that or like that, then it's not worthy enough for you to feel like your body is the way that she needs to be. Let me propose to you something else to think instead, because what happens, and I work with women all the time. I work with women. I run a whole program to help women come out of diet mentality and come into a place where they're able to maintain a happy weight for them without all this obsession around food, but instead coming at it from a place of that your body's not a problem. Your body is actually not even you. Your body is your vessel for you. At the end of this life, all of us will die. No one escapes death. And your body will stay here, but you will no longer be in your body. Your body is your vessel as you sojourn throughout this life. Withhold no love or appreciation from her. Because of your body, you're breathing. Because of your body, your heart is beating. You are here and able to exist in this life because of your body. And your body's able to be alive because you dwell within her. This is a relationship that's a holy union so that you can go on your journey throughout time. There is no moment of time that you and your body have not experienced together. She is yours and you belong to her as well. Stop thinking about your body as a problem. She is not a problem. Your body is something to be loved and cherished. It's absolutely okay to desire to release weight or adipose tissue, fat, okay? Fat off your body. It's okay to desire to release fat off your body. but that's a preference. And the least interesting thing about your body is the way she looks or what she weighs. Her gravitational pull upon the earth or the size of the pants that she wears is the absolute least interesting thing about her. She is a miracle. All of the different systems that work together so that you get to continue to exist here on earth among the living. I believe that our purpose here on this earth, one of them is to expand and grow as individuals. And our body allows us to do that through this medium of time. Without our bodies, this would not be made possible. In fact, there is not a moment in time that you have not been together. From the moment of conception, before you were even born, you were together. There is no pain that she has not felt that you have felt. There is no joy that you have felt that she has not also felt. Every moment has been shared together. There is no relationship on earth that is unique like this, but you are not your body. In fact, I first discovered this huge epiphany. I mean, I'd always been taught that I have a body and that someday I'll die, but because of diet mentality and because I had dieted so much from the time that I was like 13 years old, and even before that, I felt like my body was a problem and wasn't quite right. I remember being about 9 years old and being worried that my belly was too big and that I should hide it or feel like I should be smaller. And that wasn't because of anyone treating me poorly. It was because of this nuanced culture that supports this idea that beauty should look a certain way, and that the closer our bodies are to that way, the more worthy or valuable we are. Now, also realize that your body is here to serve you. But for so long, you've neglected her and felt like she was something to be manipulated. And if you've dieted much, you've probably even felt frustrated that she's not the way she's supposed to be and that she's supposed to be different. And that if she would just cooperate with you, then you would finally get to feel valuable or more acceptable or more loved or more confident. But this is not the truth of the matter. The problem is not your body. The problem is the way you're viewing your body. I want you to start to look at your body as your most important partner in life, because without her, you wouldn't be alive. I want you to be fiercely loyal to her, link arms with her, no longer to speak evil, ugly things in your head about your body. Stop looking in the mirror to look and manipulate and focus in on problem areas or what needs to be different. Appreciate her, love her. And the amazing thing that happens when you make this shift, when you stop looking at your body as the problem, but instead start looking at her as the valuable gift and this holy partnership that you're in, you then begin dressing her nicely now and not waiting to lose weight. You then begin treating her kindly with the kinds of foods that you put in her. You start listening to her with your hunger cues when you're full, when you've had enough. And you stop outsourcing how much food you get to eat to some program. You start listening to your body for that information and that feedback, because she's the one that knows. She's the one that knows. We stop listening to this lower brain. We stop letting it drive the car according to our decisions in life. We stand in our power and make the decisions. We link arms. We're fiercely loyal with our bodies. And this is such a beautiful way to go at releasing fat off your body or maintaining a healthy weight, because then you don't have to wait to feel good about yourself. You feel good about yourself right now. And because you feel good about yourself, it is then reflected on the outside. I began to live this way several years ago, 8 years ago. I started figuring this out for myself. In fact, I was standing in this rental. We lived in a rental home at that time. We were looking for a place to build a home, which I'm sitting in right now. This was several years ago. And I was looking in the mirror and I had this big epiphany. I was about to take a shower and I was staring at myself, but I wasn't staring at myself to pick myself apart like I might have normally done. But instead, I was looking deep into my eyes and just kind of like resting, just kind of resting there and looking at myself with curiosity and compassion, looking at my body. And I had this epiphany. I was able to look deep in my eyes and to see that I'm in my body, but I am separate from my body. She is not me, but I dwell within her, and she houses me as I journey throughout time. And I felt such a deep sense of gratitude to her. There was nothing wrong with her. She was fulfilling the measure of her creation in every moment for me, which was to provide me a chance to remain alive. And so from that deep appreciation and gratitude, I began treating her differently. Everything shifted for me. I asked for forgiveness. I repaired the relationship. And then we moved forward in such deep gratitude and appreciation for each other. This is the way that we should approach the way we take care of our bodies. Our bodies are not a problem. Stop letting your brain think that it is. And anytime you catch your brain, maybe telling you that comparing your body to someone else's or whatever, any thoughts that your brain might present to you that somehow your body's a problem, I want you to interrupt it and tell it the truth. Oh no, brain, we don't talk that way about this holy vessel. We are fiercely loyal to her, and she is not a problem. We can release weight off our body, but we're not going to do it from a place of self-loathing or from inadequacy. We're going to do it from a place of gratitude and appreciation and love. So that's brain basic number 2, is that your brain is a problem-solving machine. It likes to flag things as problems. It likes to find problems to solve. But when it comes to your body, do not let your brain flag your body as a problem, because without her, you would not be alive. So we only deal with our body from a place of gratitude and love. Give that a try. Next time, we'll go over the third brain basic.